first, let's start by subscribing. The Catcher in the Rye. Author's note and book contents 1. Author Introduction. Salinger. J. D. Salinger. J. D. Salinger was an American novelist, born in New York on January 1, 1919 and died on January 27, 2010. His real name is Jerome David Salinger, and he emerged in the literary world famous in the late 1940s that captured the anguish and alienation of the younger generation. Salinger is particularly well known for The Catcher in the Rye, which is considered a classic of modern literature. Salinger kept his personal life very private and avoided public activities to the extreme. His work primarily deals with adolescent anxiety, the exploration of identity, and the complexities of human relationships, themes that have resonated deeply with many readers. Salinger did not publish any new works after the 1950s. Instead, living a reclusive life and focusing on protecting his privacy. Literary legacy still influences many. 2. Overview of The Catcher in the Rye. The Catcher in the Rye, published in 1951, and is told through the perspective of a 16-year-old boy named Holden Caulfield. The story begins at the private school from which Holden was expelled and revolves around a series of events that he experiences in New York City. The novel depicts the inner conflicts of adolescence, the search for identity, and the complexity of human relationships, and deeply touches many readers through Holden's agony. The work is full of concise writing style and biting humor, and Holden's unique voice makes readers feel authentic. The Catcher in the Rye is not just a simple young adult novel, but a profound work that contains the meaning of human existence and criticism of society. 3. Summary of main content. Part 1. Holden's expulsion and wandering. The novel begins with Holden being expelled from Pensy Private School. He becomes depressed due to his dissatisfaction with school and conflicts with his friends. Holden leaves for New York without telling his parents, and begins a journey to find his identity through various incidents there. He feels lonely and dissatisfied with his relationships with his school friends, which leads him to question who he is. Holden meets many people in New York, but he doesn't really communicate with anyone and spends his time alone. He is honest about his feelings and thoughts, and has a critical view of the hypocrisy and instability of society. Part 2. Exploration in New York. Holden travels to various places in New York and meets various people. He experiences a process of longing as he recalls memories of his ex-lover, Jane Gallagher, and feeling disappointment in humanity through encounters with strangers. Holden reflects on his relationships with people he loves, and experiences both a longing for them and a sense of loss. In the process, Holden experiences various events, especially witnessing the hypocrisy and futility of the adult world. He expresses the pain and loneliness he experiences. He evokes strong empathy from the readers. Part 3. Relationship with his brother. Holden through his comes to realize the importance his younger brother, Alex. Axel is Holden's beloved younger brother, and Holden's desire to protect him is revealed. Holden sees Axel's innocence and realizes that he is the one he wants to protect, which causes him even greater pain and conflict. He feels a longing to find his own identity through his relationship with Axel. Part 4. The Catcher in the Rye. Holden begins to think about his ideal self, that is, becoming the catcher in the rye. He has a heart that wants to protect children from falling while playing in the rye field, which is a symbol of the loneliness and anxiety he feels in the world. Holden struggles with his desire to protect children and his reluctance to become an adult. This symbolism reveals Holden's inner conflict, evoking deep emotions in the reader. Part 5. Conclusion and Holden's reflection. The novel as Holden is forced to confront a number of issues that he has not been able to overcome mentally. He ends up hospitalized, where he reflects on his experiences and looks back on his past. The final scene shows Holden's feelings deepening, as he expresses his desire to be reunited with his brother Axel. This could be interpreted as a message that he hopes to eventually understand the value of human relationships. 4. Theme and message. The Catcher in the Rye covers a variety of themes. One of the most prominent themes is the struggles of youth. Holden has a longing to find his own identity and a distrust of society. He wants to overcome the hypocrisy and emptiness he feels in the adult world, but he eventually fails to adapt to that world and ends up wandering. Also, relationships with family are an important topic. Holden has a love and desire for his family, especially his younger brother, which further accentuates the loneliness he realizes how important the bond with his family is, and experiences longing and loss. 5. Conclusion. The Catcher in the Rye is D. Salinger's considered a classic of modern literature. The character of Holden Caulfield evokes empathy and understanding in many people, and honestly reveals the anguish of youth and the complexity of human relationships. This novel has the power to go beyond simply telling a story, to ask questions and make readers think. If you subscribe, I will try harder and do better.